What's up guys, my name is Westy and I'm back today with some more Battlefield 3 gameplay. Now I haven't played Battlefield 3 in about a week, so if I'm a little bit rusty in this video you're going to have to forgive me. But you're watching some Damavand Peak Rush and we finally get onto the last base. This is the first time I've got onto the new base that they released in the endgame pack that goes outside the tunnel into the quarry area. But as the title of this video suggests, this video isn't about the gameplay that you're actually watching. Well, it is kind of. It's about the gun I'm using. Now, I was trying to sort of figure out the best way to sort of level up in Battlefield 3 now that the game is finished. And I'm trying to challenge myself and use different sort of game modes, maybe gun setups that I'm not really used to. But I still come back to my old tryhard setup, which is the AEK, foregrip, heavy barrel and Cobra sight. And I find for me, this is the best way for me to level up in Battlefield 3. And I think overall the AEK is the best assault rifle in the game. It is my favourite gun. I've done a video before about my 4 favourite weapons from each class. And the AEK has always come out on top for me. I sort of fell in love with it after I unlocked it way back, I think in November 2011 when the game first came out. So I've pretty much had a 2-year relationship with this gun now, and I still cannot let it go. I prefer this gun over the M16, not only because loads of people use it. I do use the M16 from time to time. A couple of my recent videos have actually been using that gun. But I prefer the AEK's rate of fire. Now, I did mention back in my other video for my favourite weapons, which is linked in the description now, that the AEK, because of its rate of fire, I prefer it. It's got a higher rate of fire. I just like guns that feel like I'm firing bullets at people constantly. And that's what the AEK gives me. And the other reason why I absolutely love the AEK is its controllable recoil. If you can learn to burst fire this gun, or pretty much any gun in Battlefield 3, well, with the exception of sort of semi-automatic guns like the SV98 at the start of this video, if you can burst fire that gun, link me a video, I'd love to see it. But yeah, if you can learn to burst fire the AEK at a respectable rate, you can keep the recoil down to bare minimum and sometimes even cancel it out completely. So now that I've sort of established that the AEK is my favourite setup, I'm going to have to try and find game modes that really suit me. Now, I do play a lot of TDM, I just find that the map rotation is great for that, and pretty much most maps work well for TDM. There are areas of each map that can be utilised to their full extent for TDM, and it's a great way to level up, but I find it's not a huge challenge to play those maps. What I really want to be doing is finding a game mode where I can be competitive, where I can actually push towards an objective, i.e. a flag or an MCOM or something like that, or we all have like a sort of common objective like on our team that we have to push for, because then I find that you can get skill based points and squad based points all in the same match. And obviously if you've got comms that really helps as well. And I pretty much chose Damavand Peak because I think, in my opinion, it is the best rush map in Battlefield 3. I can't believe that this map came out nearly 2 years ago and they still haven't given us an amazing rush map like they have for Damavand Peak. You think back to Bad Company 2, most of the maps for Rush, especially Eureka Harbour, were absolutely amazing. And it comes back to Battlefield 3 and I just think we were so disappointed with Rush maps. And for something for BF4, if you can translate any map across to BF4, for me it's going to have to be Damavand Peak. I mean, it looks beautiful, and imagine what it could look like with the upgraded Frostbite engine as well. But anyway, back to the topic that I was actually talking about, because otherwise I'll ramble all the time. So yeah, I chose Damavand Peak because it is my favourite rush map, and plus now they've got the extra objective as well. It can allow you to get a few more points every game. Now, I don't like using the helis in this map, so I like sticking to the ground. Sometimes I switch to engineer to try and take the helis out, and obviously further down the map in the tunnels you get tanks and stuff like that, which can be quite hard to deal with, especially because most people are either running recon with bolt action snipers sitting at the back of the rush objective, or they're using assault rifles and smoke trying to push their way down into the bases. So pretty much to sum up my favourite way of playing Battlefield 3 at the moment, trying to maximise the same amount of points that I'm getting every single game, pretty much rush mode, Damavand Peak, perhaps sneak in a little bit of Grand Bazaar in there. If you can find sort of a 100 ticket server and don't get yourself stuck at the first base, Grand Bazaar can turn into a pretty good rush map. Just a couple more things that I want to mention. I am still collecting clips for my community montage. If you guys have got any, then you don't forget, all you need to do is make sure that they're rendered out in at least 720p at 30 frames per second. And then send me a YouTube direct message. I say at least 720, that's just to sort of standardise the amount of clips that I can get and then put into a video that's going to look acceptable on YouTube. I don't like putting anything less than 720p because otherwise it just looks horrible. That doesn't mean to say that you can't submit 1080 clips though. If you do have them, just shove them at me. I've got someone specific who's going to actually be making the montage for me, because as it turns out I suck at making montages. I just couldn't get my head around how to hit the beat of the music with each shot that was going in and all that kind of crap. So my good friend Buys. If you haven't seen him, he's a great montage editor, and he's got some really funny videos on his channel as well. He's linked in the description. And yeah, he's a good mate of mine on YouTube. We always sort of watch each other's videos and everything. And I asked him and he accepted, so he's going to be making the montage for me. And one final thing, I am going to Eurogamer 2013. Now, quite a lot of the Pixel Enemy partners have all sort of drawn together, and we're all going on the Friday and the Saturday, I think. I can't remember what the exact dates are, but they'll be in the description as well. So if you do want to come along to Eurogamer and meet some of the big YouTubers like Mac the Musketeer, you've got me, Mac the Gun, Fat Paulie's going to be there as well. A lot of Pixel Enemy partners are actually going to be there. So if you guys want to come along and meet us and sort of chat around and whatever, but the likelihood is that Battlefield 4 is going to be at Eurogamer 2013, simply because it's in September, and the release for Battlefield 4 is rumoured to be around October, so I can imagine perhaps the beta being there, and that would be great if we could play the beta before it's actually released, but I don't really know. So if you guys want to come along to Eurogamer, the website is in the description as well. So yeah, if you guys want to come along, tickets are like 12 quid or something. They're ridiculously cheap until the end of April, so I guarantee that you're going to have a lot of fun if you come along. There's plenty of free stuff going as well, and if you would just generally want to have a good time for a day, make sure you get down to that expo in September. But anyway, that's the end of this video, guys. I really hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please don't forget to give me a like. It really does help me out, so I know sort of what videos you guys like to watch by you liking them for me and whatever. And obviously, if you've got any comments about the video, if you want to tell me what your favourite way of leveling up in Battlefield 3 is, what's your favourite way of getting XP, what's your favourite gun setup, just leave it in the comments below. I try and answer as many as I can. But my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.